Hey everyone, my name is Casey. This time on Patina Pit Stop, I buy myself this little trailer that I'm going to use for drag and drive events. But it comes with a free jet ski. We're going to try to see if we can get it running. And I know absolutely nothing about jet skis. No, that's not true. I know that they don't have brakes. And I've ridden one before. It's kind of like a motorcycle for the water. That's all I know. Oh, and this one been sitting for several years and has an electrical problem, supposedly, and I'm not good with wiring. So I feel like this should go very smoothly, and I'll be able to sell the jet ski and make all my money back, and the world will be a happy place. Or I will struggle and make great video content. Probably the second one. All right, let's do a little walk around on this thing, see what we're dealing with. I got it here in the garage. So we got the wagon and the Skidoo GTX, like the oil. Now it says it was last stickered in 22, and we're in the beginning of 23. So that doesn't make it sound like, excuse you, Inda. Inya's in here helping. She's sniffing, making sure everything's okay. First thing, I don't know what year this is. So probably should dig into that, see if we can figure that out. Then we'll dive into the wiring here. Let's see, I got that seat. That came with it. That is an old seat. It's got tears in it. This seat was apparently redone very recently. There's Kellum. So this seat's been replaced or redone. Everything in me wants to start cleaning this thing up, but we're not going to do that. We might kind of clean that little well out a little bit because I think my tools are going to end up down there. Let's see here. Now, this says 1988, but I don't think that's right. That's just a sticker or something. There is a VIN number underneath there, so I'm going to probably dig into that and see if that tells us anything. Let's see here. We got to clean some of those leaves out. I can't handle that. There's some stuff there. I don't know what that, oh, that's just rules about boating. Throttles does stuff. But, oh, this is all loose. Oh, that button is really hard to push. Oh, someone's been, who knows if that's what it's supposed to be. Gauges. We got a speedometer, oil light, temperature, ripums. What does that say? Fuel? It's a little froggy. We'll dive into that. Maybe not. So let's pull the seat off, look at the old engine, and see if we can figure out where the battery goes. Oh, here's the battery. Oh, what else did I get with this thing? I got an anchor, so I don't know what I'm ever going to do with that, but they said it comes with it. There's the battery. I got it on a little charger, and it was completely dead. Battery is, there's a sticker somewhere. 521. So that battery is 2 years old, and it's been sitting outside through 2 winters probably. So that's probably not any good anymore. But let's get the seat off. We'll start with that. All right, let's crank this thing up.
What's in there?
I don't know. Let's look. You want to see? Oh, I don't know. Dirt. Leaves. Tubes. Where'd that go? Where's that go? What does that do?
I think right.
Oh, that where the battery goes. I think that's where the battery goes. There's a spot. Way down in there. Over there. Okay, now look. You want to see the engine?
Yeah.
Stay right there. the engine. You know what kind of engine that is?
No.
Me neither.
It looks like,
Does it look nice?
yeah, and that black tube looks like, that one right there, looks like it comes over to there.
Oh.
I don't know.
What color is that?
Purple?
Purple? It's got purple stuff on it. It doesn't look easy to work on this. There's not much room, is there?
Yeah.
All right, while I have the battery over there percolating, I'm impatient. Okay, look at that. Listen, when I push this, listen. Something's making noise. So that's gotta do something. With this disconnected, it doesn't click anymore. So that tells me that this is doing something. Sure would help if I knew something about jet skis. I followed that red wire right there, and it goes down underneath there somewhere. So I'm gonna pull what I assume, I pulled the cover off, it's over there now. So I'm gonna pull this off, see my ratchet? I'm gonna pull this little box off so I can see if I can get to the starter. Okay.
But just know, I'm gonna go up and do my hair, so I'm gonna be pretty busy for.
Just let him know he can come in here.
Okay, I'm not bleaching my hair. I'm just coloring it.
Okay.
So, but I'm gonna do a good job because it's my first time with this color, so I have to do color.
Okay. You know I'm still recording, so all this is being recorded.
You asshole.
So this is like an airbox thing, I think. And I have no idea if removing this is going to get me to the starter, but we're going to try it just to see. Have I expressed to you that there is no room on these things? We're in tight quarters here. Wow, that's a long... Oh, I don't think it needed to be that long. That's just one of 6. 11 minutes later. I had to get in here somehow. This way. This way. We'll just leave it under there. Where am I letting go? I don't understand where the starter is. Okay, look what I just figured out. That tub comes out of there. I know jet ski guys are like, duh. I don't know. But remember when I'm pushing that button? Oh, I hear it's in that box. So let's dive into that. See if maybe it's just like a blown fuse or something cool. All right, so push these guys. Oh, there's all kinds of electrical stuff in there. it's wet. So my guess is this thing's supposed to be waterproof. Whoa. There's a lot of water in there. Because I don't have an air compressor. Oh, it's a fuse. I was really hoping this was blown, but it looks okay. You guys know I'm just shooting in the dark here. Even though this fuse looks okay, I'm gonna change it anyway. Just for poos and ha-has. All right, it's day 2, working on this thing. Got a little frustrated last night, so shut her down. I left the battery on the charger all night last night. Not all night, but off and on. I left it on for a while, and then I recharged it again some more this morning. And I watched some YouTube videos about what to check. You know, I checked a lot of the wiring in here. I had checked the fuses. All those things were things I needed to check. But I had one of the videos, they actually told me how to check the starter solenoid. And I didn't even know what the starter solenoid was. So they also showed me how to check the key to see if it works. I think the key's okay. So I'm gonna put it back on. So I got the key back on. I hit my button. And I can hear it clicking. Ooh. You see the spark? So that solenoid is actually clicking now. I actually took my screwdriver and was tapping on it. But I'm going to take that off, clean up those connections, and see if that can fix it. What do you think, Callum? Think it's going to start? Yeah? You have more confidence than I do. Let's clean up those connections. All right. Those 2 solenoid, or the 2 bolts that go to the solenoid, I was going to clean them up, but one of them was like super loose. So I tightened it up. We'll see if that made a difference. Make a noise. I'm going to take that solenoid apart, clean up those ends. Let me show you what we're messing with here. See how rusty that is? So I'm going to clean that up, and then I'll take this one off and clean it up. And we'll clean up the positive. And if that doesn't work, then we're going to order a new solenoid, because I think that might be it. All right, we cleaned up the solenoid ends, cleaned up all the rust. Do I think this is going to work? No. But we're going to try it. Whoa. It turns over. It turns over. Did you hear it? Holy bonkers. Okay. We're going to charge the battery a little bit more, because it's definitely weak. Then we gotta put some gas in this thing and some oil. This thing might start. Thank you, internet and YouTube. All right, it's like the next weekend. During the week, I've been just tinkering a little bit with the jet ski. I've been trying to charge the battery, but the only thing I have was this, it's like a trickle charger. It's not really meant to charge a battery from completely dead. So this morning, I keep trying to charge, and it's like 9 volts. It won't really get up to where it should be. So I went to Harbor Freight this morning, and I bought the cheapest battery charger they have, and I got this percolating now. Also during the week, I put 5 gallons of non-ethanol gas into the jet ski. And I put some 2-stroke, marine 2-stroke, whatever, Quicksilver oil. That was like 40 bucks just for the oil. And then, so now between the oil and the gas and the battery charger, I have spent more on that than I did this whole jet ski. So I'm really hoping this thing will start, and that way when I go to sell it, I'll be able to get my money back on it and maybe make a little bit of money. That's the hope, the plan. In the meantime, while the battery is charged, I just put the charger on it, so I'm gonna let that kind of just slow charge for a little bit. I don't think the battery is gonna come back to life, but I wanted to be able to have enough power to at least start this thing up. And if it can, I have like 10 seconds, I'm gonna call that a victory. And then we'll go on to cleaning. Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Thanks, Stacy. Pause. In the meantime, while it's charging, I bought a little tiny shop vac, and I'm gonna put that together and kind of clean out some of the leaves that are inside the engine compartment and just kind of, get some of the big stuff out. When we moved from Wisconsin down to Tennessee, it's been 2 years almost now. It has been 2 years. When we moved, I sold and got rid of a bunch of stuff because we were making such a long move, trying not to move stuff. So like I sold my shop vac. I didn't have a battery charger because the last one died, and I didn't buy another one when I moved here. So I have a lot of stuff that I need to like replenish in my supplies and tools and equipment. And like I don't have an air compressor right now, and I've gotten along okay without it. But that's one of the things I need to buy soon is an air compressor, and I want to buy a welder and those kind of things so I can do a little bit more in my little garage setting here. So let's put that together, and we'll vacuum this thing out, and then we'll try to start it again. All right, we've had the battery charging for quite a while, and I just hit the button once, and it turned over good. So now we're gonna see if I can get it to finally start. All right, buddy, are you ready?
Yeah.
You gotta choke it. Oh. Choke. Probably dead again. Give it all the gigawatts. I think we need a battery. It turned over fast enough for a second, but so either I gotta let this thing charge, and it's probably been charging an hour or two. Either I gotta let it charge like all day, or I can just go get a battery. And I looked up batteries, and they're like 50, 60 bucks. My executive producer, she thinks I should buy. She thinks I should go get a battery. I just don't want to spend the money if it's not going to start. But it turns over well enough now that I think it might start. It just needs to turn over like that long enough. Okay, so I went and bought a new battery, but I want to give it one more try with the old battery. It's been charging for another couple hours. We ran some errands, did some stuff. My executive producer she's trying to make my videos better, a little more creative, a little funnier, I don't know, better content. So her idea is that we should take a shot, and she's a big fan of these, so we're gonna take a shot. Well, that's not gonna stay there. Oh, especially if it starts.
Oh, that would be funny.
Okay, so we're gonna take one last chance with the old battery, So this is our good luck shot. If it starts, we're gonna take a celebratory shot. Is that how you say that?
Yes.
You say it.
Celebratory.
Like that. Okay, here we go. This is our good luck. We're gonna try to get it start one more time.
Here's the jet ski.
This is the jet ski.
Woo!
All right. I hope it's recording.
Yeah. I hope so. I don't know if I can do a special shot just for.
All right.
Oh.
I don't want to give up. I'm going to try one more time.
Did you just start it?
It fired for like a half a second. Like, and that's dead.
Why? I thought you were gonna let it charge longer.
It was back up to where it should be. All right, so this is what happened. We tried with the old battery. That's when we took the shot. Wouldn't start. So I went to swap in the battery that we went and bought. It was the wrong battery. It wasn't big enough. The terminals were on the wrong side. It was too small. The cables didn't reach. There's a whole thing. So I gave it one last shot with the old battery, and that's when it almost started. So now got a new battery, and I ordered it from Amazon because it was cheaper than any place we could find in town. Everything in town was like $100 or more. So I got a new battery. I had to put the acid in it and charge it up slowly over a couple of days. I've done all that. Now I'm going to try to put it in. Fingers crossed, this time it's going to start. Just want you to run. All right, ignore some of the differences in the garage. I'm kind of moving some stuff around, trying to reorganize. But I was letting the battery charge up, and now should be good to go. Let's see. All right, spent the whole day moving the garage around. Try it again. All right, it's been a couple of days since I last worked on the jet ski. I was getting pretty frustrated and needed to take a little bit of a break. Sometimes you gotta just walk away. I don't know if that's walking, but you just gotta walk away. So I did. I did a little bit of thinking. I did a little bit of researching. I did some pondering too. Trying to decide, am I really going to keep working on this thing, or am I just going to junk it and get to the trailer, which is really what I care about with this whole situation. But after some time to reflect, think about it, and like I said, do some research, I decided there's a couple of things I need to try before I give up on this thing. So one thing I did was, get out of here. So the one thing I did was I pulled the spark plugs out, and after looking on the internet, everyone said, turns over, it doesn't start. first thing you do, check your spark plugs. Why didn't I think of that? Pull the spark plugs out. They were soaked with fuel. So I cleaned them up. We're gonna pop those back in right now. And cross our fingers, see if this thing will start now. That was aggressive. Maybe this time. Maybe this time. Maybe this time. This time. This time. This time. This time. This time. All right, guys. Another week has come and gone, and the jet ski is still not running. And it would just click, click, click. And I know there's probably like 9 to 13 of you that are watching this. They're like, it's the starter. The starter is what's going bad. Finally, I was like, I think it's the starter. So I was done. I was like, I'm not buying a starter. This thing, it's hard to get to. You can't even see the bolts. I'm done. I'm just gonna junk this thing. I'm done. And then I looked up how much a starter is. A new starter is like $42. That's almost what I paid for the oil for this thing. And I'm like, I gotta do it. I gotta at least try one more thing. So I pulled the old starter out. It wasn't as bad as I thought, mainly because one of the bolts was missing. So it's been out before, apparently. I'm probably not gonna put that bolt back in because I probably don't have a metric bolt that would fit it, so I'm just not gonna waste my time. I'm just gonna put it back in, put the new starter in. I took this old one out and I tested it. I did the whole, put a ground on it and put power here, and absolutely nothing happened. Here's my new starter, and I did the same thing, and it or whatever noise a starter makes when it spins. You know what I mean. I think that starter's bad. I might pull it apart and see, but what it looks like inside. That's why I think it would just clunk, 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 clunk sometimes, and then sometimes it would spin over great, and sometimes it would spin over slow. So I was like, maybe there's something electrical. Yeah, it was electrical. The electricalness of the starter wasn't electrifying like it's supposed to. Enough talking. Let's put the starter in. Let's see if we can get this thing started. Let me just say, if you have been watching the video and you've held on this long, I want to say thank you. I appreciate it. If you are the first time watching this because you're a jet ski guy and not a car guy, most of my channel revolves around this 1964 Chevelle station wagon. I drag race it. I've swapped the engine, the transmission, and the rear axle. Mechanically, this thing is in great shape. The body looks rough, but it's supposed to. So if you're interested in that kind of video content, please subscribe, and you can check out my other videos about me in the station wagon and drag racing. I'm going a little bit out of my comfort zone with the old jet ski here. And obviously I'm struggling because I'm not a marine watercraft guy. I'm not even much of a mechanic, so this is really pushing it. So thank you guys for watching. By the way, I just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I am so excited about that. Thank you everyone that subscribed so far, and let's get the starter in and see if we can get this thing running today. right, this is it. I'm gonna move the camera over there and we're gonna see if this thing starts. Last ditch effort. Too impatient. Pull the spark plugs out, clean them off, check for spark. I have spark. Spark plug back in. The starter's super hot. Got the fan blowing down into there. I'm getting frustrated. That started, right? We're done. Okay, I'm not done. I want to be done. Everything in me is telling me to be done, to quit. I even reached to some guy on Marketplace and said, how much would you give me for this? The guy that buys like junk jet skis for parts. He said, give me $250. I have $260 invested into this jet ski at this point, and he would take the jet ski without the trailer, so I would get the trailer for free for $10. I thought, I should just do that, but I can't. I can't do that, guys. I can't do that to my 1,000 subscribers. I can't do that to myself, my son, my wife. I just can't. I gotta try. Why won't this thing start? It's got spark, it's got fuel, but maybe the fuel isn't working right. So I said to myself, Self, pull the carburetors off. Let's take a look and see what the carburetors look like. If they're full of gunk, we'll rebuild them and put them back on. If everything looks fine, then I'm done. Then I'll be done. So I pulled the carburetors off, and this is what I found. This is the fluid that came out. It looks like muddy water. Look at that. It's sludge. I mean, it kind of smells like fuel, but yeah, it's bad. So I did some research on carburetor rebuilding on these things, and they said only get a Mikuni legitimate rebuild kit. Well, they are $49 a piece, so I'd have $100 in rebuild kits. So you know what I did? Yeah, I paid $19.95 for 2 kits. Cheap, whatever, but if it will make this thing run, great. If you buy this jet ski, know that I put the cheapest rebuild kit in it. If it runs, great. If it doesn't, then it's going to the parts scrap guy. But it definitely isn't going to run with all that sludge in there. So I feel like this is the right thing to do. Am I confident that this is going to fix it? No. But it's worth a shot. So, and I've never rebuilt a Mikuni carburetor. I've rebuilt a Holley carburetor, so it's smaller, so it should be easier, right? Probably not. I'm gonna set you guys up above me here and probably time lapse, and as I struggle to put a carburetor together or 2. another week has gone by. Stuff happens, busy. I hurt my back, so I haven't really been too active with this thing. But basically, I took the carburetors apart just enough to clean everything out and then put them back together. I did not replace every spring or everything like that. I just basically cleaned up what looked bad and put new gaskets in it and put them back together. I put them back on earlier today. Like I said, my back hurt, so it kind of took a while. I'm just going to see if it starts. My executive producer's over here. She's way more optimistic than I am.
We got this. Come on. Woo! Shots for everybody.
I think it could be is a valve adjustment, and the only reason why I say that is because it turns over so hard. You know, it goes like oh. I remember on Dallas's junior dragster that it wouldn't turn over, and I found out later on that if the valves are out of adjustment, it will make it really hard because it doesn't know when compression, stroke, and when. Yeah, that's covered. I bet, watch. The plug's out, and it'll probably turn over fine.
Okay, so
I think we're done. So, in conclusion, I'm not a jet ski guy. I think there might be a valve adjustment timing type problem because it won't even try to fire off. I'm going to put the plugs back in it, try one more time, but I'm not really. I think there's something deeper wrong with this thing. And I'm just not enough of a jet ski guy. I just don't know enough about them. So I'm going to throw the plugs back in it. We're going to give it another shot. And if it doesn't start, then I'm going to call the guy that likes these things for parts, junk guy off Marketplace. And maybe he'll just come and pick it up and the nightmare will be over. I really thought it might start this time though.
I know. But it shouldn't be doing that, right?
I don't know. I mean, I know it's an oil injected engine,
Okay.
but that's a lot. It's an excessive amount. And I don't know if that's normal. But it fouls the plugs out so quick. Like the plugs are getting wet. Like it's shooting so much stuff out so quickly. That would make sense why it won't fire. Because it's getting soaked with stuff. It started for a second.
Technically it started.
Technically it started. I can't leave the video off like that. I want to end on a high note. So, talked to my son Kellum, and I said, do you think we should wash this jet ski even though it won't run and we're not going to try to sell it and make money? We're just going to sell it for parts. Do you think we should just wash it? And he was like, yep. And I'm like, all right. So let's at least get something positive out of it. And at least we can say it was really dirty when it got here and it's halfway clean when it leaves here. Even if it means nothing to anybody except for us, we need a win. We need a victory. We need something positive to come out of working on this jet ski for the past several weeks and not really getting it to idle. Got to kind of start, but we didn't really get it to run. So let's end on a high note. Let's wash this thing.